Everyone, welcome to the Stage 9 betting preview of the Tour de France. Yeah, we head into the mountains today. Not the toughest mountain stage, but certainly one I'm looking forward to watching and just hoping we might get a little bit of GC action. Let's first have a look at what happened on Stage 8, where I was nailed on that the break would succeed. And unfortunately, it was one of those stages. One thing you learn when you watch cycling and you bet on cycling in particular is anything can happen at any given time, and you can't beat yourself up about things too much. But just as the break was starting to form yesterday, we had three men out in front and others looking to move across. There was a big accident in the peloton. Many of the top riders caught up, including the yellow jersey. And after that, it was a case of everyone just slowing down and letting the riders get themselves seen at the medical car, whatever it is, get themselves back into the peloton. And of course, by that stage, the three men had formed a clear break up ahead. So there were a number of guys I think who would have liked to have got into the break who never got the opportunity yesterday. And in the end, we came down to pretty much a bunch finish. That final penultimate kilometre up the steep hill was very much neutralised. And we had a sprint there. And it wasn't a great day for me betting-wise because I had Matthews to beat Van Aert. I really thought he had the run on him. Van Aert looked to be a bit boxed in, but what quality from the Jumbo-Visma rider to come around and win it. Matthews into second, and Pogacar, he picks up 4 more bonus seconds with his third-place finish. Absolutely brilliant. One of those days for me, though, from a betting perspective, I actually had 3 riders in the top 10. Bettiol, Tomé and Jungels as well, who's looked pretty good so far. But of course, you don't get paid out for that, do you? Well, let's have a look at the general rankings quickly then. And here we got Pogacar. He's added another 4 seconds. He now leads Vingegaard by 39. And otherwise, no change to those standings. We'll have a look at the classification betting now at Sunbet. Pogacar here, 7-20. I have seen some 4-10 available about his chances. Vingegaard 11-4, Primož Roglic 25s, and Geraint Thomas 28-1. Looking at the points classification, well, it's hard to see anything other than some really bad luck taking out Wout van Aert. Now he's 1-9 to win that classification. He's looking absolutely superb, and he'll probably now start focusing more on his domestic duties. But there's not going to be many opportunities for those around him to win points. In fact, quite interesting to see that the third favourite in this market is now Pogacar himself, which tells you just how well that guy's riding. Mountains classification, Pogacar there as well, 5-2 favourite. Pinot 13-2. He had a few mishaps. He had an accident yesterday, rode into one of the Soigneurs holding a bead on. He, at that stage, I think his mind just wasn't on it. I'm not sure I'd be piling into him there at the 13-2 mark. Team classification, little change. Ineos from Team Jumbo in what is priced as almost a 2-horse race at this stage. Let's have a look at Stage 9 itself here. We head into the mountains. It's not the most brutal stage, but certainly offers hope for the breakaway and also perhaps some hope that we get some general classification action as well. We've got a flattish start. There's bound to be a massive battle to get into the break. We get to this Cat 4 climb after just 30 kilometers, 4.3 kilometers at 4%. There's a chance perhaps that the break will go here, although it's not particularly brutal. We might still have a battle further on, and who knows, we could have one of those stages where we have sort of 80, 90 kilometers before the break finally goes. Maybe it'll only go on this Cat 2 climb. Of course, it's the Tour de France. I might be wrong. They might let 3 riders off at kilometer 0 and just chase down a weak break. You really don't know in this race. But you can see how the second half of the stage is pretty tough. We've got a Cat 2 climb. We've got a Cat 1 climb. Then we have a big descent, and with about 43 kilometers to go, there's a flattish section of 16 kilometers, and then they climb this 15.4 kilometers at 6.1% Cat 1 climb, which seems to peak about 9 kilometers from the finish. Don't be fooled, though it's not sort of downhill and flat from there. There's actually quite a bit of incline at the end there. I'll just see if they've got it in the mountain passes schedule here. We'll have a look. I don't know why on my one it doesn't always bring up the profile, but here we go. I can bring this up here. So here's, you've got the Cat 1 climb. You'll see some fairly steep stuff early on. The last few kilometers are not that tough. Then you've got that descent. And then if you look at the end here, you've got 1 kilometer where you're climbing at 7%, your penultimate kilometer here, even 4.1% in the last case. So this is very much a punches type finish. And going to be very interesting to see, what sort of guys get into the break here as well. Let's have a look at the betting then for the stage. Let me just go back one. You can see my balance there at World Sports Betting. Stage 9 winner. Right, Pogacar, he's 11-2 favourite with World Sports Betting. I just want to let's pop to Sunbet and do a bit of a comparison here. You can get 13-2 Pogacar at Sunbet, but they've got Camna a little bit shorter in the betting. But we'll have a look there. But I'm going to use World Sports Betting just to run through the top guys in the betting. Kamna 8-1. He was very good on. Was it Friday that he was very good? Yeah, he looked very strong. Fuchslang 14-1. Guerrero, who was in my staking plan yesterday, 14. Woods 14. And then you've got Storo, Lutsenko, and Pino at 20. One of those stages where I wish I was, some of my fancies I thought might be bigger prices than what they are. But anyway, I've eventually narrowed it down. So let's have a look at what I'll be backing today. First of all, I'm putting a unit on Kamna. I think he's the pick today. Honestly, I don't like backing 8-1 shots in stages like this. But at the end of the day, Kamna is climbing well, and I think he can finish it off if he gets into a break. He has looked very, very strong. And he's just one of those riders who get into a lot of breaks. So there's a good chance I'll get a run for my money there with Kamna. As you can see, I'm kind of backing the break to stay away here. I'm thinking just going back to the stage route. We're going to get the break going clear, and I'm trying to think once again who's going to work. Now UAE have surprised me working on stages sometimes where I haven't expected it, but I don't think there's that many guys even close to the yellow jersey. I still think they don't mind the yellow jersey going, although it does seem that Pogacar, he's a hungry lad, that he just wants all the yellows and stages he can get. There's a chance they could chase the break, but I think there's bigger fish to fry for them in the days ahead, and I'm not sure that the other teams are going to want to work to basically bring it back for UAE, so Pogacar could probably take some time on them. Right, so we've got Kamna there at 8-1, and then here's my other picks for the stage. I'm going half a unit each on Bob Jungels. Been very impressed with him. He's also a strong rider who can get into the break, but his climbing has particularly impressed me in this tour so far, 50-1. Betiel, he's obviously got good legs. This final Cat 1 climb might be too strong for him, but if he gets into the break, he might be able to hang in there. And the final finish is actually perfect for Betiel. It's a very nice finish for him. Stefan Kung, well, he may not really be allowed to get into the break. He may be on domestic duties, but he has been climbing so well. Was it the Tour de Suisse he was in just prior to the Tour de France where he looked so good? Anyway, he's climbing very, very well for a big man. He can certainly finish it off if he gets to the final climb. 150-1 there. And Thomas Benjamin, he's 66-1. He also finished in the top 10 yesterday, so I'm going to give him another crack as well. Not sure if some of these climbs might be a little bit tough. But that's it anyway for the Stage 9 preview. Those are my bets. Oh, just one. Let me bring out, I haven't had a chance to look at the match bets yet, but I did see at Groot Lem on Twitter was saying that he really likes Fuchslang to beat Mollema at 5-6. So consider that for your match play bets, or perhaps throw it into a match play double. Thanks, everyone. Monday's a rest day. We'll be back probably Monday night with a preview of Tuesday's TED stage, which once again sees us in the mountains. Have a great day and enjoy the stage.